probably need to go to the gym before Soul Survivor Day if I'm going to be jumping around with other people. Anyway, what I am talking about tonight is being excited and anticipating Jesus. So, the first slide, I just wanted to explain what excitement is and what anticipating is. So, anticipating first, just for the clarification, we're looking forward to, expecting something, or predicting something. So that's what anticipating means. And being excited, being enthusiastic or eager for something. Okay? So that, when I say those two words, that is what I mean. Okay? So when I was little, I loved Christmas and my birthday. It was the best. But what I loved about those times was the presents. I loved being able to go searching around the house trying to look for them. That's shaking, sorry. So I would literally go around the house looking for my presents. My mum and dad didn't realise this until I was probably about 10 or 12 years old. I was nearly a teenager when they found out that the fact every year-ish, then I'd gone looking for my presents. And you know what? I still do now. This past Christmas and birthday, Nick actually hid my presents at his parents' house because I'd gone around looking for my presents, and I spent a good half an hour, 45 minutes, looking for my presents. And he didn't tell me that. He didn't tell me that he hadn't even hidden them at the house. It was the fact that they were at his parents' house. So I was like, wow, I just spent all that time for nothing. But I was loving life. But it was anticipating, being so excited, going, oh my goodness, I wonder what I've got for Christmas, but not wanting to know that I wanted to know. I didn't want the surprise. I was so eager to know in that minute what he'd got in me. Okay. And then, when I was younger as well, I was probably about 8 years old. And I don't think many of you are going to know this, but there was this band called S Club Juniors. I love them. So, they were like the junior version, if you hadn't caught on to that, to S Club 7. You know the song like Reach for the Stars? Or S Club Party. So some of you know, okay? But they had a little competition going where they wanted their fans to record a video and then send it to them, and you might have been able to get into their music video. Okay, I was so excited for this. I was like, oh my goodness, definitely going to win. So I've got a little clip of my video, and it's actually one that my dad showed in his speech on our wedding day. So it's not something that I'm overly proud of, but I thought you guys might like to see some of it, not all of it, because I'm not going to lie, it is mortifying how cool I thought I was when I really was not. There we go. And I don't know if you could see, but the guy that just walked in, he saw me and then turned back around. He wasn't going to hear the rest of that song. But needless to say, just for those of you wondering, I didn't win the competition because my parents never sent it off. I know, so sad, but actually, you know, I look back and I actually thank the Lord that they didn't send that off, because I think that would have just been really bad. Okay? So one of the most exciting things recently was, as I've already mentioned, I got married last July. It was very exciting, and then I moved over to the island last July as well, which is, I was going to say equally as exciting as my wedding day. It's really exciting. But that's really exciting. So I've had lots of changes recently that actually have been really exciting, really nervous about all of them, but so exciting at the same time. But one thing that I haven't mentioned in my life that has been just as exciting, if not more exciting, than everything else. I don't know if anyone can guess what I'm about to say. It's not a trick question. Jesus. Yeah, Jesus. I grew up a Christian. My family were all Christians. We always went to church. I was kind of the kid that would do everything, including going up on the stage and doing all the actions to the kids' songs. I thought I was so cool, as you can tell in that video. But I loved it. It was so great. But it wasn't until I was about 12 years old that I had gone to a Soul Survivor, and it clicked that I could have a relationship with Jesus. And actually, he was something that I could get excited about. That during worship, it wasn't kind of standing there being like, why is everyone putting up their hands? It's really strange. Actually, it's something that I then felt, oh, okay, it's because I'm worshipping Jesus that I'm putting up my hands, and and because I'm really excited about meeting with him. So that happened when I was 12. And then when I was 15 or 16, so a few years later, I think for me that was like the light bulb moment in my head when I'd been discipled by my youth leaders. And that is when it really clicked that actually God wants a relationship with me. And that he wants me to get just as excited about him as I do about S Club Juniors, about Christmas, my birthday, or lots of other things that I get excited about. And that is what I'm really wanting to share with you tonight, that actually my hope is that we can all be as excited about Jesus, and we can all really encourage each other in that journey, because I'm not going to lie, it's not easy all the time. I mean, sometimes in life we are hit with challenges when we're not going to be excited about Jesus. Maybe when we're really stressed about things. I'm currently doing a uni degree. Yeah. And that is something I really struggle with. Like having to write my essays, and there have been a lot of points over this year where I've gone, Jesus, I don't know what you're doing. Why am I writing 2,500 words? Which seems a lot, but actually, I'm a babbler. So it doesn't turn into a lot after a while. But I've really had to learn to trust in him. And in those times, to be just as excited as, for an example, like when I'm at Soul Survivor, seeing everyone meeting with Jesus and being with my friends, my family. That is the excitement that I want to have in everything that I go through my life with, which is a challenge. So I want to tell you about some people that are in the Bible. It's the early church. So these are Christians that were around before Jesus was alive. And they knew that this guy called Jesus, well, they knew that he was going to be called Jesus at the time, but the Messiah, this guy that was just going to save the world, was going to be coming. So they knew, they were anticipating him. And in everything that they were doing, they were talking to God and being with God and going, right, God, what do you want us to be doing? And God was walking them through, step by step, what he wanted them to do and prepare the nation, prepare the world for when Jesus was going to be coming, preparing Israel for that. And it's tricky when we are so excited for things that are going to be happening in the future that actually, when they do happen, is it going to be as good as what we think it's going to be? When I was 10, it was my birthday, and my mum, bless her heart, everything she got me, we ended up taking back the next day. Every present. I know. And that doesn't paint me in a very good light, I am aware. But I just didn't really like anything that she had gotten me. But I was so excited, and this year she'd hidden them in a really good place which I couldn't find. So it was a big surprise to both of us when it happened on my 10th birthday, and I kind of was like ripping over my presents, and nothing was there that I liked, and I was like, oh no. I think we both probably said that. But if you guys have ever had something, or you have been anticipating something, or being so excited for something, and actually when that thing or event happened, and you're like, oh, this is so not as good as I thought it was going to be, you just have to shake your heads. So I know that you're still awake. Perfect, you are. But the thing is, and I'm letting you in on a secret here, Jesus is going to return one day, and it is going to be just as exciting, even more so, than we think it is. For those of you, you might actually be sitting there and going, I don't even know if I believe in God, so what you're saying, I don't really know if I even believe, maybe it doesn't make sense. But I promise you, believing in Jesus and anticipating him and walking your life with him is an exciting thing, and it is so important to do as well, because from my personal experience, walking with Jesus is way better than walking without him, because he is just so great. He's better than the bestest person that you can think of. He's amazing. Perfect. Mike saw it on it. In the Bible, Jesus is called many, many things, and these are only some that I have written down. But he is the light of the world, and I think that, for me personally, that is one of my favourite names that we refer to. That Jesus is the light of the world, and that he wants to use us to be that light as well. But it helps to be excited about him and to share the gospel, the Bible, and of God's love with people as well. The next slide, I've got Emmy's top tips for being excited about Jesus. Okay. The first one is read your Bible. Reading a Bible, I think, can be quite daunting sometimes because it's a big book and there are some words in it that I have got no idea how to pronounce or even how to say. And that's the same thing. I just got no idea. I've got no idea where to start with how saying some of those things, or even what they even mean. But the Bible is something that God has gifted us with, that we can read, that will help us get to know him better, and then leading us to be excited about him as well. Because the more time we spend with God, reading in his word, you automatically are starting to be like, oh, okay, this is making a bit more sense. And maybe there can be that light bulb going off in your head of going, actually, maybe there is something really worth me trying to invest into, looking into. My next top tip, ask questions. I still ask questions. I definitely do not have all of the answers, but I am excited about Jesus and sharing the Bible with people and sharing my testimony with people. So hopefully that can be bringing people closer to God. But don't be afraid to ask questions, even the ones that you go, oh my goodness, this is such a stupid question, because I probably ask stupid questions quite a lot of the time. Then it doesn't really matter, does it? But we've got to be bold enough to be able to ask those questions to people. My next tip, join a cluster group or a youth group or a cell group or any other group. There are so many that happen on the Isle of Wight, and if you're not involved with one, talk to one of the leaders and tell them where you live, and we can try and get you in one. But the fact that you're here, you probably are in one of those groups, which is really great. But then invite your friends along to them, and that will really help. Being in fellowship, so being in a group with people that believe in Jesus or that want to get to know him better and they're searching, is the best way to do it. I still go to one, and I love it. I get challenged there, which I sometimes appreciate, sometimes don't. But it's brilliant. I love being around the friends that we have and getting to know God more. Next one, or church group. Going to church. Sometimes going to church it's 10 or 10:30, maybe some of you 9 o'clock on a Sunday morning, or maybe you're going in the evening. But sometimes going to church it's oh no. And I probably shouldn't say that because I'm a youth leader, but that is how I feel, so I'm being honest with you right now. That sometimes church I feel like it's hard work, especially if maybe you go there thinking, oh, I don't know if I'm going to get anything out of this. But actually, maybe go with a positive attitude. I'm aware when I go into things going, oh, it's going to be rubbish, it's going to be rubbish. But when I go going, actually, you know what, I'm going to really try and be positive about it today, it's normally a lot better than I think it's going to be. And going to church is amazing because once again, you're in fellowship with Christians who are equally trying to get to know God. And you're around maybe people of different ages as well, so you can ask them questions. And talking to someone who's older than quite a different bit of knowledge than you do as well. So don't be afraid of old people. That's also what I'm adding to Emmy's top tips. The next one, I know, that's a really important one. Pray. Praying or praying out loud sometimes is a scary thing because we don't want to look like a fool or a plonker, as my dad would use. But praying helps us get to know God better. I have a friend that once told me that she wakes up every morning and goes, right, good morning, God. Like, what are we going to do today? No matter what mood she's in, that is how she wakes up, by greeting God, because He is a friend. Like, you can talk to Him as you can talk to anyone else. And I remember when I was in college, I was driving there in my car, and I had my window down because it was really hot, and I was listening to my Christian music. I think I'd only just gotten back from Soul Survivor, and I stopped at this roundabout, and like my music was like blaring out, and I was like singing and talking to Jesus, and I stopped at this traffic light, and these two guys like rolled up next to me without me realising, and I eventually looked over, and they were both going like this. What is she doing? Turns out they went to my college because I had followed them in, and it was just mortifying because I was like, oh my goodness. But then I thought about it, and I was like, actually, I don't need to be mortified by that because I was evangelizing. I was, letting them hear Jesus and the music, and that is what we can be doing. But by talking to God as if He was our friend, although it might sound strange, that is what He wants from us. He wants us to be able to talk to Him as if we would talk to our best friend. And that is how we can be praying. We don't necessarily have to be doing it by going, dear Lord, thy want thou. I don't know. I might use the proper words, but you don't have to use big, complicated words that no one understands. You can just talk to Him plainly and really bluntly.